Sean from Oregon, Wisconsin. Dennis, I think you do a great job interviewing Sarah Palin. Have your people tried to contact her people to arrange it? She is the #1 on my top guest request. You know what? I never ask about guests at all. Unless periodically I'm on the air with Christian. You'll hear it if you listen to the radio show. I'll say, get this person. Like we got some kid named Steven Suttles, who was the manager at a Best Buy store in Killeen, Texas. So I saw in a commercial, and I really admired the kid, how sweet he was, dedicated to his craft. I think if you're ever in a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Best Buy and you see the employee of the month and then you happen to brush up against them in that store, you realize that these are probably not their jobs for life, but I admire people who at any stanchion in life take their stand and do their best at a job that will get them to the next job, and I think they have to be saluted, not in an arch way or an ironic way, and oftentimes I find out when I do seek them out, they think I'm goofing on them. I'm not. I'm touched by people who, I've had jobs in my life that weren't my job for life, and you try to do as well as you could. I was a bit of a fuck up. I didn't always do it as well as I could, so when I meet people that, you know, who do jobs, and do them with a smile, and do them as well as they can, I'm touched by it. So I'll ask for people like that I know Christian will never think of. Short of that, I don't care who's on. I mean, I'm touched that anybody would come on, but I never do that. Who are we trying to get? I stay completely out of it. I don't know the guests are until around 7:07 in the morning. When we go on at 7:06, and that's the first I look at who's on, because I really, it just doesn't matter to me. I'm not trying to be pissy. It's just, I remember once years ago, Leno was doing the Tonight Show, just starting, a bit insecure. We had a falling out for a couple years over this. We've patched it up since. He's a fine man. I love him dearly. He had a manager named Helen Kushnick, who was not a great dame, and they did a little good cop, bad cop thing. And they were intimidating guests, and I was running way behind Jay at that point. There was no, it was like dropping an A-bomb on an ant. I had no chance. I had given up on getting the A-list guests, and even the B-list guests, and decided to go for a more eclectic Gertrude Stein sense of salon. Get me Ezra Pound, I hear he has a new album. But we had booked an Aborigine log band called Yuthu Yindi. This is when I gave up on guests. There's a bunch of guys, almost naked, Aborigines. I don't even know what their deal is, but they're not like downtown Melbourne or Sydney guys, it seems to me. They're in loincloths, and they hit a big log with a small log and make noise. Fine, I'll go with it. I'm looking for eclecticism at this point. I go in, and the one guy in the loincloth, the head guy, tells me that the Tonight Show is called, and said that if they do our show, that they won't do the Tonight Show. We've got a guy in a loincloth who's been threatened by Helen Kushnick. It's at that point I decided I would never care about guests again. I walked out of there thinking, for Christ, I called Jay. I said, Jay, the guy's in a fucking loincloth. Look at me once again. Who's the primitive? I still think I'm talking into this. That kills me. Oh, look at this. Oh, it doesn't come out. Some of these things come out. Dude, from Ronco, it's the Marconi condom. One size fits all. Oh, no, I will never be able to get this thing on. That was an idiot. See, there's the desperation of a comedian. As I was taking that off, I was thinking, that's such a weird composition of whatever that is. You're never going to get that back on. It's going to change the sound of the radio show. Needy. Very needy. So, guess whoever. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.